Alright, imagine. You and your friends are planning a weekend trip to Austin, Texas. You've been wanting to go to the city for a while now, and two of your friends are also down to join. The city has so much to offer, and you spend a couple of weeks exploring what the most famous things to do are in the city. You take on most of the planning and start by searching fun things to do in Austin. The city's famous for kayaking and paddleboarding, world-class barbecue and tacos, live music and nightlife, and has the world's largest urban bat colony. All of these sound fantastic, but you can't stand bats. You're afraid of them and don't even watch Batman because of the bat reference. But you see so many Instagram reels and blogs and all of that say the bats are a must-do when you get to Austin. So you add them to your list anyway, that way your friends can see them. Finally, the weekend approaches. It's time. You board your plane and depart for Austin and touch down Friday afternoon. Let's go! Weekend in Austin! The weekend is fantastic. Great food and great vibes so far. And a Saturday night rolls around. You realize it's about time to go visit the bats. You ask your friends if they're still interested, and the first one says, "Yeah, sounds good." And the second one says, "Okay, why not?" And so you head to Congress Bridge to watch the bats. The sun sets and 1.5 million bats come out over the night sky. Your friends are taking photos and seem interested, so you stay the whole time. After they've all come out, you and your friends start walking to a live music venue and you ask your friends what they think. The first one says, "I actually don't really like bats all that much." And the second friend says, "Yeah, actually, me neither." Puzzled, you share that you can't stand the bats. So our question for today is, how did y'all three end up doing something that no one wanted to do? Welcome to Luke Salwia, the place to learn how to live and travel better. In this video, I'll explain what this paradox is, how it works, and some strategies you can take to prevent yourself from falling victim to this paradox. This unfortunate example is explained by the Abilene Paradox. The Abilene Paradox was named by Professor Jerry B. Harvey. He came up with this idea after hearing a sad little story about a family who lived in rural Texas. Let's hear this short story and then figure out what the Abilene Paradox is. The family was debating what to do for the day, and the father-in-law suggested they drive 53 miles away to Abilene, Texas. Everyone agrees, and they set out on the journey. Finally, after reaching the city, after a long ride in 104 Fahrenheit weather with dusty conditions, they eat at an okay restaurant and then head back home, another 53 miles away. Back at home, the father-in-law asks disingenuously, "Great trip, right?" Everyone slowly reveals that they didn't really want to go to Abilene or really enjoy eating at the restaurant. And the father-in-law reveals he only suggested going to the city because he thought they would be bored if they just stayed at home. Everyone individually thought it was a bad idea, but they still did it anyway. So why does this happen? And does it happen to you? The paradox works because people generally want to conform to the group. It's not as common for people to speak out against less important matters, like where to go to dinner, unless someone really opposes it. Voicing our opinions on things that we don't care about as much can frame us as someone who's not a team player and oust us from the group. The Abilene Paradox is most discussed today in terms of the office, as it can be detrimental for employees and the company overall. But the Abilene Paradox is even more powerful in terms of travel. So why is this the case? And maybe it's even happened to you while you were traveling? Now I'll explain why this tactic is more effective while you're traveling and some tips you can use to prevent it from controlling your trip. Let's revisit you and your friend's trip to Austin. You're still deciding what to do and the bats are still on the table. They're iconic and everyone goes to see them. The Abilene Paradox has two extra tactics: urgency and scarcity. The Austin bats appear to be urgent. As far as urgency, most trips people take to Austin are a couple of days long. You don't know when the next time you'll be in Austin is, if ever, so you're put in an urgent situation where seeing the bats feels like now or never. The bats appear more desirable right now because they have more limited access. You're less likely to be able to resist saying no if anyone else in your group asks to see them. Salespeople use this technique too. Think, "This offer expires in 3 days, so buy now while you still can." This encourages people to subconsciously comply. The Austin bats are scarce. They're unique, and although you can see bats in many other places in the world, it's the world's largest urban bat colony, and they come out into the night in the middle of the city. It's a pretty unique experience that can't really be seen elsewhere. You feel pressured to see them now. As renowned psychologist Robert B. Cialdini points out, opportunities seem more valuable to us when their availability is limited. You can only see the bats in one place. They're exclusive. And you have limited time to see the bats. It's now or never. These two tactics, scarcity and urgency, are very powerful for the Abilene Paradox and especially for travel. Don't let this happen to you. Here are two tactics you can use to prevent the Abilene Paradox from controlling where you and the group go on your trip and what y'all do. The first tactic is, don't campaign against your own interests. If you don't particularly want to do something and are only suggesting it to fill time, there's a chance nobody else wants to do it either, and everybody still does it anyway. Only ask others if you genuinely want to do something. It's more than okay, and often even more exciting to suggest strange, unique, or new things. But if you already know you don't want to do something, like the father-in-law who suggested going to Abilene, why are you campaigning against your own interests? The second tactic is to imagine the activity as abundant. Imagine if you could do this activity any day in the year in your hometown. Would you? If the bats had no line, were free, weren't famous, and were in your local park for the year, would you go visit them? If not, then why are you making a special case for them just because you're somewhere new? Remembering these two tactics will help you and the group better decide and have more control over the things you want to do while traveling. After learning about the paradox, I was in a situation about 2 years ago to be able to witness a corpse flower bloom in the National Botanical Gardens in Washington, D.C. These blooms are very rare. They happen for just 1 or 2 days every other year and are a rare plant in itself. The Abilene Paradox was in full swing here. The plant is rare, the blooms are scarce, and the situation was urgent. By the next day, the bloom would be gone. I used the two techniques. I'm not a botanist, and I wasn't particularly keen on smelling the plant's corpse-like stench. I didn't want to wait in line with the hundreds of other tourists to see the plant. And honestly, I wouldn't have used the chance to visit the plant if it was in my hometown all year long. So my friends and I went to the Air and Space Museum instead, something we were all interested in seeing. The next time you travel, remember the Abilene Paradox and equip yourself with the two techniques. Don't campaign against your own interests, and imagine the activity is abundant. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe buttons, and if you want to check out some of my other videos, they're featured here. If not, I'll see y'all in future videos.